All right, guys, welcome back. Over the last couple of days, we've been posting nothing but God of War Ragnarok, and we're going to continue to post more videos, hopefully throughout the day and tomorrow until we finish the game. But today, I wanted to kind of break the cycle for one episode because they have just released about 40 minutes of gameplay for the upcoming Hogwarts Legacy video game. It is to no surprise that a lot of us, including myself, are very, very excited for this game. Obviously, a lot of us have grown up watching the films and stuff like that, and this is definitely one of those games that I will be playing completely and thoroughly here on the channel. Now, we haven't really seen a whole lot of like full videos on gameplay. This is literally probably like the first one that really showcases and displays a lot of the things within this game, and it's something that I'm very, very intrigued and interested in. So sit back, relax, let me know your thoughts down below. Enjoy it. It's about 40 minutes. And I have high hopes, and yeah.
All right, so what are we looking at right here on this screen?
Ooh.
These are your presets. So a lot like other games, there's some initial settings that you can choose for your character that just kind of get them into like the ballpark of what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to change.
Oh man!
And then once you're in that ballpark, all of the other tabs let you dial that in, be exactly who you want to be. It's our goal with this is to make sure that for anyone that fantasized about bringing themselves to the school for the very first time, that they feel like they have the options in order to represent who they are and essentially bring themselves to Hogwarts or whatever character they want to bring to Hogwarts.
Oh my God, and options galore. Do you mind if I try to put myself in here right quick?
This is all about you today.
Okay. All right. So, okay.
That's a good start.
That's me. We're here. That's me right there. All right, so
that's a good start.
That's step one.
We're pretty close, but let's look at everything here. You know, play around with some of these options, like really.
All right, so what are we looking at with this option over here with the tab? I see face stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of the different faces that you saw in the previous screen, all those faces are choices that you have here. So you can, now you're just kind of getting into the details in your face shape, in your skin color. And then because we knew a lot of people going right in are going to want it right away, even though it's an option later in the game, you can collect different types of glasses, put them on later.
Cool.
We give you some options right up front if you want to have glasses for your character.
That's cool.
Man. Oh my gosh, look at the structure of the faces with this. Wow, you guys thought of every crazy. I like that. I don't think my face is that skinny, but I think we'll go with that. I think we'll go that route. And down here is this.
Those are your glasses there.
Oh
so
shoot!
We could go Harry Potter if you want. Oh,
that's pretty solid.
And this is just some of the options, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so through the course of the game, there's a lot of different options that you'll keep unlocking.
Okay.
So as part of kind of like gear.
So there's gonna be unlockables for your character.
Classes, there's even masks. There's all kinds of things over the course of the game.
I like how it's all Victorian era, though.
I love the background music to the game.
Such a good call.
Have you listened to it?
All right, so now, we can go fleek on this one with the hair.
I spend a lot of time here just like dreaming about my different characters.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, the pony. The thing I'm always amazed by whenever I see any aspects of Hogwarts Legacy's character creator is just the texture. And
the hair looks so good.
The bounce with the hair moving around. That kind of looks like Hermione a little bit. I'm not even gonna just like fret. I'm not fretting. And we can just go. Can I go like Tonks purple or green a little bit?
Absolutely.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yo, this is so cool. Oh, I like that. That is cute.
What?
Okay, so little behind the scenes. I used to have this type of hair like way back, but
was it purple?
I wanted silver tip.
The hair looks really incredible. Not just the animation, but the texture of the hair.
Gosh, this is so
Look at
cool.
that.
So you literally can bring yourself. Like it's a myriad of textures and different hairstyles here. All right, so now we're getting over here to play around with some of the.
These are more subtle options.
Okay.
We've got freckles, moles, different things like when it comes to your complexion, like darker eyes, maybe like some shading on the cheeks.
Oh man, you guys literally thought of everything with this.
Yeah, I do have a bit of fun with that. And then the scars are one of those options
Very
where,
nice.
Harry had his own unique scar, but you can come
Whoa.
in with different scar options.
Yeah. Oh wow. Look at that. I didn't even see that.
Oh, those are my favorite. The
ones with the eyebrows, yeah.
Love that.
That one right there. That one's good.
Yeah, you look kind of just like tough. But anyway, so now we're over here. Oh man,
Sheesh.
You guys, this is so sick.
I didn't think the character creation was gonna be
Again, getting more subtle here. You know, really like dialing in that face to really get your.
I don't know how revealing I want to be with my facial features now. Just like, yeah, I kind of have a big face. Yeah, my eyebrows kind of sit kind of low. But I mean, literally, you have so many options just starting the game. I feel like I'm going to be here like forever.
Yeah, you and me both.
And then this final tab here, this is where you kind of bring your whole character together. You know, this is where you finalize everything. You're not choosing your house here.
Okay.
That's not yet.
That was a theory.
But you know, here's where you bring you choose voice 1 or voice 2, which is more kind of a masculine or a feminine voice. And then even within that, changing your pitch,
with
the pitch slider.
It's a subtle slider, but you can hear it.
Concerned about. That was quite something.
And so you can kind of make out the differences. But yeah, you choose which kind of voice that you want. You'll be selecting your difficulty here. For today, we'll just go normal because Andrew's going to be taking us through some of the experiences with combat later.
And we can talk a little more about difficulty, yeah, with combat and how that plays in. But I think the important thing here is like if for people who aren't gamers, especially, story mode is a way to get into this without being worried about like, oh, do I need to be good at games? Like, no, just enjoy this game.
And I will put expecto and then go.
That's sweet.
Awesome.
And then whether you want to be witch or wizard.
Amazing.
What'd you think? Character creator, we're good?
I'm good. Let's explore Hogwarts and let's get into some combat.
All right, through the magic of using a dev kit, we're gonna be loading up a save a little later in. So that we can show you more about Hogwarts and give you that taste of combat. All right, Andrew's got some gameplay pulled up for us here. We are starting out, James.
Look at the
there you are.
HUD.
You're wearing the House Fanatic robes from the account linking.
Thank you. I do look good. And this is our first look at the Hufflepuff common room, I'm assuming. I mean, dorm room.
The dorm room.
Yeah. This is awesome. But Alan,
I love the HUD, man.
What are we seeing right here with the UI? Because this is our first look.
Wow.
So right now, we know there's been a lot of questions about the HUD because this is the first time we're showing it. So kind of going over it from right to left, on the bottom right is what we call our spell diamond. So those are, everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells that you can earn over the course of the game.
Okay.
And that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly. To the top left of that is, you'll see the D-pad, and on the left is an eyeball, and on the right is a bit of a grid. So the eyeball is an example of one of, not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell. There are certain spells that are used in very specific contexts, or that we just want on the controller at all times. And Revelo is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. On the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the spell slotting menu because we feel like there's a lot of spoilers there. You know, like what are all the spells and what can we do?
I would like spoilers, but I understand.
But we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share with everyone. And then on the left side, that thing that has the L1 button next to it, that's another thing where we don't want to spoil, but basically that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical tools that you're going to be
eating an apple?
Kind of brewing and growing over the course of the game. And so that's where you would access them rapidly, is our tool wheel.
Okay, cool.
There are a few things that I left off the table on the right. The green bar is your health, and basically there's a potion next to it. That's how you might heal. The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now. I apologize. And all the way on the left is our mini map with a kind of overhead view of where you are currently in your common room that updates.
Man, I really like the HUD.
Hogwarts and beyond, out into the world. And for those fans out there that aren't a huge fan of minimaps, because we know they exist, there's also options to remove the minimap and turn on or off different elements of our HUD.
But really immerse yourself.
And L1 is what, potions?
And we'll go more into the spells as we get into combat,
it.
but that's kind of that's what you're seeing there. And this is our HUD.
Also, Andrew's giving us a good look over here. I want to call out. I'm a big fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories. Very nice bedside tables.
They are nice bedside tables.
Yeah.
The honey-colored wood was mentioned in the writing. Part of lore.
It's part of lore. There we go. All right.
So now we're
man, this is gonna be wild.
Into
We really tried making these low-ceilinged dorms to give you that Badger set sort of feel.
And the first thing I know is the music. The score is amazing with this.
Gorgeous.
Wow.
And I'm calling out here, this is unique music that you're hearing for the Hufflepuff Common Room. Go back to those Common Room videos we released, you'll notice the music's a little bit different, and that is entirely
It's so
intentional.
soothing, so relaxing. Oh.
We just want to welcome you to your common room in every single house, just a little bit differently. You can customize that experience right away.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Look at that.
So I mean, beautiful design. We could spend like the entire rest of the stream just in the common room here and talking about it, and I'm sure Boston and James could be like just geeking out over it.
All the details come from.
Look at the cactus dancing.
For this common room, the round doors, the hanging vines, even the dancing badgers on the fireplace.
It's got a real earthy vibe.
Yeah.
It's very, very earthy.
Which is like elements for each of the houses, right?
Hufflepuff is earth, Ravenclaw's air, Gryffindor is fire, and Slytherin is water. We really leaned into that for each common room.
Wow.
So it feels earthy. We've got a little earthen passageway. That's what
Very nice.
Hopefully it should feel very familiar.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But I know you don't want to leave, but we're gonna be leaving.
All right, let's go.
I understand.
Let's get out of here.
Whoa, the sound effects though. Like, looking back at the past trailers, it was just music, but kind of hearing how Hogwarts is now, it's so cool.
Very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Andrew's going to make use of one of our spells, Revelio.
Use Revelio right here, because there's a little magic going on.
You notice a little something there.
Ooh.
Yeah. So these are something that we kind of interchangeably call Revelio pages or lore pages. And you'll notice a bunch of things pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
You see that we got some XP for it. And you can also see that we've advanced something called like a field guide challenge up in the corner. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So
Hufflepuff
we have to
barrels.
ask ourselves, what?
Continue, I'm sorry.
There may be something you may or may not be able to tickle there.
Yeah.
But in our game, we had to answer the question, you know, we're a late fifth year. What does that mean? How do we catch up to the other students?
Okay.
And so we have an answer to that question, and it's given to you by the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's Field Guide that's granted to you early on in the game. And the Wizard's Field Guide is how you actually work on catching up with the other students. So Andrew, if you hit pause for me up here, before we push forward a little bit, you can see in our pause menu, it's got this book theme.
Nice.
That's your Wizard's Field Guide. And you can see your house kind of crest overlaid over it. Right? And you can see that on your level as well. So that the Field Guide has this magical property of looking out into the world around you. And the reason why it's on loan from the Ministry of Magic and the professors have granted it to you as a late fifth year student is because they want it to help you catch up to the other kids. And its magical property is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is, as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a challenge, which is kind of locked into there. And Andrew, if you go in there, you'll see different types of challenges that are combat challenges, quest challenges, exploration challenges.
Sweet.
And you can see field guide pages are on there as well.
So 1%. We unlocked that one field guide page.
That entire category is one of the ways that the book itself kind of fills out into the school and spills out into the school and kind of hides itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school that you're actually going to interact with to help you grow as a wizard and practice your spells. And so that thing that we just saw is not just a field guide challenge and a way to earn XP. It's also something that that players can use to learn about the school as they're traveling around. They spot these little secret facts and they can kind of play a little bit of a game discovering all of them. And there are over 100 field guide pages just on Hogwarts alone. So.
Little glimpse of the grand staircase here. We're not gonna...
Circular staircase.
All the portraits. And I did notice the blue flame just ignites right there, which was so cool.
Yeah.
They keep saying this castle is going to be massive, so.
House hourglasses. We had to. How much fun was it designing those and putting all those in there?
They're gorgeous, but that they're there just like in the books.
Yes.
Right next to the Great Hall.
It's a nod to lore. House points is not a core mechanic or system in the game.
We didn't turn it into like a gameplay system, but it's definitely present throughout our narrative. And there are lots of choices where we want to nod to things that aren't necessarily gameplay systems, but we nod to them as part of the narrative.
Over to the right there, Andrew was teasing. That's the Great Hall over through those doors. Again, we're not going there. He's just kind of like, no.
Cool.
Here's another collectible page.
How do you grab it?
You know, just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts that you can do and pick up. And
that's a shot straight from the trailer too. Just that part right there. I recognize that.
I might be giving you a little fan service here with callbacks to those. So.
And this must be summertime because I noticed these are the summertime windows. These windows will change with the seasons.
Yeah, the detail they put in this is kind of I get surprised by it all the time.
That's a sentient magic castle. So.
I'm probably going to be playing it on the PC. For those of you that are going to be watching my walkthrough, this is one of those games.
This is where the students would normally kind of.
I'm not sure if it's available for PC.
Kind of
I haven't looked into that. Hopefully,
meet each other outside the Great Hall before and after meals.
This is PS5, I would assume, what they're playing on.
And I love the way that when the castle interconnects to, that it interconnects outside, inside. There are pathways on both sides of things, so you really get a sense of scope to how big this castle is.
And when you see things like you'll notice a bridge over there. That's a place you can go to and cross. Like everything that you see is a place that you can visit.
Wow.
We put a lot of effort
waterfall.
to make it feel really alive. Not just with student population, but even just the greenery and stuff. It's Scotland.
Yeah.
And this castle's been here for hundreds of years, so it just kind of the moss and all the trees that have overgrown it, and
oh my gosh,
that landscape, that Scottish
this location might look a little familiar to you.
I thought I recognized it. I believe this is from the Spring ASMR, and yes, so that puzzle right there, that view, Andrew is taking us right back to that.
I'm going to tell Andrew not to interact with that puzzle and to keep moving on. No. We can't spoil everything. We can't give you everything, right?
Hogwarts contains a lot of secrets.
Oh my God.
But this is this grand entryway right here coming down into a really kind of central area.
Yeah, we're coming upon the central hall, and we pointed out the greenhouse outside, and we'll notice when we get down there that it's on the right.
This is a big hub of the school. Like it's a big castle, but
are we gonna have online on this?
It is designed so you shouldn't.
I haven't looked into that as well, but
kind of a Grand Central Station.
Imagine, oh my
direction,
God!
You know, like green over there, so the greenhouse. Is
imagine
over
you
there,
and your buddies just.
Transfiguration courtyard. You know, the library straight ahead, so it's kind of the hub of a lot of the castle.
Even the color, visually, you can just tell, okay, green,
greenhouse.
I mean, I'm in it for the story primarily,
a lot
obviously.
Of it will be subconscious, but it'll help you really learn the castle and feel like you know your way around.
There's just so much to explore.
That's not to say that it's easy to learn. All of us here still get pretty lost in it on a daily basis. It's a castle.
Great point.
I love that Andrew's definitely teasing a lot of things here. I'm noticing he's swinging the camera this way and that.
Oh man, look at that.
He's got this grin on his face over there that's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
From the reveal trailer. There's that dragon. Oh my God.
This is another location where the students will gather, you know, and just kind of chill out.
And an opportunity to talk to somebody, get a quest giver here.
We're gonna talk to her?
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Mole, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Oh, look at that. I like the multiple choices.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
Nice.
So those kind of side quests are really, it's a cool way to interact with your fellow students, with perhaps other teachers, with, you know, various things like that, as well as teach you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts, I think. There's a little bit of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school opportunities around it, what we can do. And then those interactions, different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points for the player. And then some of those things can affect things game-wide. Some of these affect characters' lives, the ending of the game.
And sometimes it's just about you being a little bit of a nice guy or just being a jerk.
Seems like we have it marked
the
now
scale really varies,
on the minimap.
but those opportunities exist for the player.
Wow, look at this.
This is the Dada Defense Against the Dark Arts. Tower, which this is one of my favorite locations in the castle. Just visually, you come in here and just the richness of this area.
Very iconic, very unique to
I love the lighting.
anywhere else in the castle.
Somebody else that we
it's
can
got
talk to,
really
notably
nice.
a younger student.
Yeah, she looks like a first year or an 11-year-old.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoilsports. Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
This sounds awful.
I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odors.
Only if you lose, which I never do. Or at least, not often. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
I'd have done the same. Oh, dude, you could be a straight freaking jerk.
Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they responded accordingly.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented 5th year to help me.
She sounds like a little jerk herself, to be honest. I wouldn't help her, but
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
I love that interaction with her because there's so many ways that you can go with that.
Yeah.
You can feel for
Yeah.
her. You can be a jerk to her. You can be like, gobstone sounds awful. It sounds like you're just mean. Like,
Yeah, and your opportunities to be mean there aren't over. So,
they continue.
that's a good example of the.
Gobstones too. I know people are gonna ask. Gobstones playable? They mentioned it, right?
Yeah. Gobstones is one of the things that is not playable in the game. I know we've had to rip the Band-Aid off on a few things. Honestly, it's an amazing thing on the franchise how many things about this like speak to us as fans and that we want to turn into gameplay. And there were calls that we had to make over the course of production of kind of like which things we will and won't include in the bucket.
Gobstones,
just kind of for the overall health
Wizard's
of the thing.
Chest.
Those are things that aren't featured.
Yeah. They're featured within the world. Right?
I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the wizarding world.
Yeah. Every single time there was something that we regretted because we couldn't include it. We also tried to figure out a way to make sure that it was included in the narrative, included in the stories, make sure that there's a way to kind of like acknowledge it, touch it, and make it feel like it's definitely part of the world.
And I know here too, we're like,
I was like, we're in Defense Against the Dark Arts class. I recognize that staircase to the left where we were just at. Andrew was walking by. I also recognize the dragon at the very top. Oh my gosh.
Being in a
Man, the
classroom,
attention
I think
to
this is a good
detail is
opportunity
ridiculous.
To talk about how classes work because we've gotten a lot of questions about that. Is it a schedule-based system? Is it so tell us how classes work?
Yeah, so ultimately decided not to go the sim route. So I think like one of the speculations was, is there time of day and that kind of thing. Like, can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle, but everything is very narrative-based.
Okay.
And so there's a big mystery going on in the world. There's something happening in the narrative, and we essentially see it as kind of like chapters in that narrative, each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure. So there are mainline things that the players have to do, and then classes also appear on the sides as well as optional things that help you advance your spells. it's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay, your spells, your major abilities. You get to know the professors. Each one of them has these bespoke kind of events and moments in those missions. And then there are also additional opportunities outside of that through kind of like side classroom missions, essentially, where you can learn additional spells or things that you need in your adventure and also get to know the professors better.
And I just want to call out something that Andrew's been kind of showing off, ways to kind of interact with the environment and just engage with the world. And, you know, maybe down there he's sipping some tea with
Victorian high, you know.
High society.
High society.
And it's no wonder you like this area because we
wow,
built it for, like,
man, look at that.
The Slytherins.
Oh, come on.
Well, like, speaking of lived in, like, the sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening and the footsteps, like,
dude.
it just makes it feel more alive.
The students flying around. That was so cool.
I just saw a broom go by. Love that. The data tower was one example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts. It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's mostly to help orient the player, help you not get lost. But this is Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders, a name that came from the Marauders map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a different personality.
So sticking nice, man. I just hope the gameplay is good.
Yeah,
it does. Like, Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Feels just a little bit different.
Yeah.
A sentient castle full of magic for hundreds of years. It's going to kind of grow and develop. Oh, I heard something.
Yeah. Speaking of characters.
Speaking of magic, Mr. Magic himself.
My future poltergeist too.
You know, we talked about building on lore too. I know there's that statue over to the side. That's
Do you know who that is?
Lachlan the Lanky, and he's got his Bowtruckle friend. And I think if players don't know, there's another Revelio page there.
Yeah, there's a map of Argyllshire. We know the fat lady hides there.
Hides behind it. That's right.
The third book. But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a music hallway where the portraits have kind of taken it over, and so the sound makes it really unique.
All right, I gotta call this out here. I know there's been some criticism in the past that our trailers and our gameplay and what we've shown so far has not had enough owls.
Oh, God.
So here we are at the owlry. We're looking directly at the owlry to show you all of the owls.
It's a lot of owls.
It's a lot of owls at the owlry.
I love the
owls.
fog rolling down that.
Great callback. Great call.
That's hilarious.
I also love that as I one of my favorite things about just kind of going around on the outside of the school is that all those things that I see are places that I can
go to.
That I can visit. I just love that sensation knowing that is real.
That lovely Scottish countryside.
We're kind of closing out our mini tour of Hogwarts, and again, it was but a fraction of this enormous castle.
Yeah, it really is big, man. I
But we're
mean,
closing it out here in the Clock Tower, so another recognizable location. But this is where Crossed Wands, which is the secret, not so secret dueling club, is that the students have put together. Professors definitely know about it, but they think they're being clever. And it's run by this Lucan Brattleby here,
who's in a younger year, but we kind of like that that he's running things.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
for combat. This is where the combat showcase begins.
Cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
And this is a really good opportunity to now jump into combat, because really in the game, this is going to be the first time where you yourself get to learn about combat and combos in a big way and in a new way. For me personally, this was where the game like really starts to open up to the possibilities.
Yeah. So we've set up a training dummy, and this is kind of an activity where you're supposed to execute according to kind of the iconography on the top. Now, what we see on the top is the Accio spell, followed by 4 what we just kind of lovingly refer to as basic shots. There's certain spells what the wizards kind of like use, just kind of fling. Andrew's using one now.
Did he fail?
And you trigger that by tapping R2 on your controller. So you can see in the corner R2. So if you tap R2, that throws out a basic shot. But that R2 is also your gateway to all of the spells that you might slot. So if you hold R2 instead, you can see how the diamond expands. And if we let go, you see how it contracts.
Yeah.
And so if you hold it again, it expands. And so when it expands, then all the spells that you slotted while you're holding that button can now be tapped with your face buttons.
Awesome.
And not only that, but over the course of the game, you can gain additional spell diamonds, up to 4 additional ones, so that you can slot up to 16 spells, pretty much instantly. And then that helped us fulfill the fantasy of in combat, I need to be able to access things very rapidly.
Yeah.
And so you learn over the course of these events, how to juggle not just the spell casting, but also it reinforces an understanding of another feature of the wheel, which is their cooldowns. So as you're casting spells, just to make sure that you're not just kind of like repeatedly using one thing over and over and over again, you can see cooldowns on the spells that he's using on the wheel. And then as you progress through the game, there are different things that can affect things like cooldowns through your talents, different things that allow you to kind of like juggle and adjust and update those things. And so if you hold down R2 and you tap the D-pad, it will switch between your other diamonds if you've unlocked them, and that's how you access all those.
Oh man,
that's pretty sweet. Wow.
It looks like we're about to get some action over here.
Yeah, that's going to be very important if the game plays
this is a great way to
good,
kind of learn,
especially for the combat, for me at least.
Pull things together,
so you
pull those combos together.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is solid. Look, wow. You can chain them?
And that's just against the dummy, but I mean...
I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
I think now we can take on something a little more challenging. It's going to shoot back.
Now let's talk about some more features of the combat system.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
We're on a PS5 dev kit here, so we're going to be able to kind of pause the action and talk about what you're seeing on the screen, because there's about to be a lot going on.
Okay.
All right, here you can select if you want to fight with somebody else, some of your classmates. But in this case, we're not. We want that action to feel a little more frantic towards you to really get you that sense of combat.
So apparently you've got quite the reputation because they've got you up against 3 people.
3, off the jump.
So I can explain this just because I know people are going to go into it, but we can probably just kind of jump in. So you're not the only one that has Protego and the ability to deflect. The enemies do too. And we actually play with that when it comes to the spell casting. So you notice that there are different colored shields around the different characters. And you also notice that your spells have different colors on them. So to help players understand kind of like the function of their spells, we're trying to put them into brackets. So there are damage spells, there are force spells, there are...
Dude, that looks so fun.
Control spells. And so those things for the player, they wind up also being a color indicator for which actual spell to use to break the different shields that enemies can use. That way it rewards kind of like that close attention that you're paying on things.
We've got this paused here now, and you can kind of see all the elements on the screen, the halo around the avatar's head, each of the different shields, to kind of give us a breakdown of what's going on.
Give us a breakdown of different things that you're saying. So you notice at the top that we're kind of like calling out which enemy you currently have targeted and their level and health. And so, as you target different characters, you'll be able to get that breakdown. The halo over your head, whenever an enemy is about to an attack, it's almost like you have a little bit of a sixth sense for those things that are coming.
So you can dodge or block.
If you see the halo, it means there's an incoming attack, and if you tap the triangle button by default, then that you'll be able to deflect that attack that comes in. And
sweet.
And I love that deflect where it goes off and like hits things up and kind of breaks things off walls too.
But also, if you hold the button, then it doesn't just deflect. It also deflects and turns around with a counter attack stupefy that actually stuns the enemy. And you can use that even in your combos and stuff. So if you're focused on a character, and you're doing your thing, and someone else attacks you can actually turn that attack into a direct attack on the person that you're comboing.
Back into gameplay here.
The bottom meter on the right filling up as you go in combos.
Pretty handily finish these other students off here. Win this duel.
How fast it is.
Yeah, the combat seems to be solid. It's just a matter of how it feels. It looks good.
Yeah, we really felt like it
can't feel clunky.
Movies, there's almost like
victorious.
It's kind of like there's this element of kind of like fencing from a very good distance.
It does feel like, or it looks like fencing.
There are a lot of things that we had to do with our controls and combat system in order to kind of capitalize on that idea. That's pretty unique to the Wizarding world.
Yes. Well, perhaps you should try that next time. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you. You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning, or at least surviving the next round. I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then. The next round is for all the gobstones, so to speak.
Let's complete crossed wands, round 2.
And that is more or less going to wrap it up for us for now, for what we wanted to show you. Character creator, tour of Hogwarts,
combat.
And just that little taste of combat. But we didn't want to leave you without, well, maybe a little taste of something that we may show in the future, may show next time. You know, so leaving the castle.
Oh, wow.
Going out here.
More owls.
More owls.
Owl mail. There's the owlry again. Yes, all of the owls. But yeah, just heading out here again to show you like from Hogwarts to the world beyond Hogwarts. And this is not somewhere where we're going today, but we will definitely be taking you in the future.
Unbelievable.
A little glimpse at the scale of the castle back there.
Alrighty, so it looks like this is what we call it quits. I did kind of want to give my 2 cents. This game will be releasing next year. If you guys recall, it got delayed. I believe it's February, like beginning of February 10th maybe. It is going to be for like a bunch of consoles, like the PlayStation, the Xbox, or platforms, I should say. I think even maybe the Nintendo Switch, as well as PC, if I'm not mistaken. One thing is, I do feel like they made the right choice when they delayed it to kind of, I guess, polish the game in itself. I do feel like this game is going to get carried not by the graphic fidelity and like the animation of the characters, because that is not AAA quality in my opinion. It looks good, but I think what really is going to carry this game is just going to be the lore of it, the world, the universe, and the characters, overall the story. This is what's really going to carry this game, and that is perfectly fine. Not every single game has to be The Last of Us graphics fidelity and stuff like that. It's okay. I really do think that if the side quests match the main quests and the characters have depth and the exploration feels rewarding, I do feel like this game could be a major success. I remember watching these films. I didn't watch all of them, but I watched probably like 5 of them or 4 of them when I was a child. And recently I've been trying to introduce my kids to the whole, you know, movie thing, like all the movies that are there. And I think we're missing like maybe 3 more. We've been watching them over the last couple of months, little by little, because they are very time consuming. They're long movies, and you know, you got school and stuff like that. So basically my goal has been to introduce the kids to all the movies, and also for it to serve as a refresher for myself when I do get into this game, because this is definitely a game that I want to do completely here on the channel, and I will. And I'm really excited for it. So let me know down below what you guys think. What did you think of today's showcase? I thought it was very brave of them to show so much. I mean, almost 40 minutes of just gameplay, which was pretty incredible. Not just gameplay, but talking and showcasing stuff, which shows me that they're probably really confident in the product that they've produced here. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, I would love to hear your feedback on what you saw so far, and what are your expectations for this game. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, drop it a like, and I'll catch you on the next one.